The Centennial Park Master Plan really accomplished a lot with its first phase. It activated on the front end, on West End, with the springs and the wetlands and the interactive feature that really, I think, has started to attract visitors.
Centennial Park, I think, has done a great job of taking the 132 acres and really acknowledging the diversity, the culture of the city, and having spaces that everybody can interact in, they can cross paths in, which I think are great social spaces for the city. I think the other thing is that they've found a way to take this great historical park and build upon the history.
I agree, and I think there's a return on that investment already. Again, with what they were doing with the water, the fact that they've created some partnerships that probably would not have been there if they had not looked at the big picture from an open space standpoint in the springs. And then the ability now to attract people and thus some compatible business opportunity that will generate revenues that will sustain that park going forward.
Centennial Park is central to the identity of this city, so really our project is about Nashville. So we took a deep dive into the history of the site, not just for the last 100 years or 200 years, but really on a geologic time scale to inform the design. Centennial Park Master Plan Phase 1 really focused in 3 different areas. One was the Cockrell Spring Zone in the front of the park. The other was the area to the north and west of the Parthenon. And the third was water quality improvements in Lake Watauga. Our work in the Cockrell Spring Zone included not just the plaza and space around Cockrell Spring itself, but also a new permanent home for Musicians Corner, a performance space that's integrated into the landscape. What Nelson Bird Woltz and Hodgson and Douglas did was to design a landscape that not only looks contemporary and new, but it also functions in a very 21st century way. This is a working landscape. So the spring water first runs through the rill into a wetland garden where the naturally occurring phosphates drop out. We then use that water to irrigate the lawn, and then the rest of the water is pumped to Lake Watauga to help with water quality in the lake. Centennial Park Master Plan Phase 1 involved a public not-for-profit partnership and a public-public partnership. We worked very closely with the Conservancy for Centennial Park and the Parthenon in the funding of the project, and also we worked with Metro Water Services, who provided significant funding for the work, particularly because we incorporated best practices in stormwater management.